Good morning and welcome to Camiguin Island. Got something a bit different for you today. I'm going to do a 3-day freediving course. Dun dun dun. So if anyone who doesn't know what freediving is, it's basically holding your breath underwater for very long periods of time and diving to depths without scuba equipment. It's basically like scuba diving but using just your lungs. So yeah, going to be going through training to do that. I've kind of been doing it self-taught for a few years now, but it's about time I learned how to do it properly. So yeah, let's get going. This should be an interesting one. Alright, we're about to begin. I've got what I'm supposed to achieve. Got a little pen and paper. It's weird, it feels like I'm back at school. I haven't held a pen for a very long time. We've got 2 theory first in the classroom, but then 2 sessions in the pool, 2 sessions in the ocean. Here he is, the man of the moment.
Training time.
Training time! You can go like 55 meters, did you say? Which is, yeah, ridiculous.
That's my maximum.
So I'll be able to do that by the end of this course, yeah?
No. Level 1, you will hit a maximum of 20. So, but that's still pretty deep. 20 meters is 20 meters.
That's like 66 feet.
66 feet.
Yeah, that's very deep.
That's 6.5 stories, like a 6.5 story building.
Wow.
I've joined one competition, for example, and in the world rankings, I'm number 709.
That's not bad, to be fair. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, sure.
The world record is 130 meters.
132 now. I have to add the 2.
Alright, so I didn't film most of that because it's just very detailed and in-depth, and though it's very interesting for me sitting here, I've been here for like 2 hours, it would not make a good video, but I've basically just been learning the breathing technique. So you start with relaxation breathing, which is like from your diaphragm and then your chest, like for 2 minutes, which just kind of zens your whole body and prepares you to have your final breath, which is where you get as much oxygen as possible, like, but not to the point where you're like constricting your lungs and getting tension, but just to the top without the tension, and then you dive, and then you have the urge to breathe, obviously, while you're underwater, while you're free diving. Then when you get back to the surface, it's the recovery breath, which is, what's the recovery breath? I can't even remember. I'm not a good student, am I? No, it's like, in, sharp, like, and out a little bit. Basically hyperventilating, and that's how you recover. And you have to complete the whole thing. Like, you can't just get to the top and then sack off the recovery breath because it's not safe. When you get the urge to breathe when you're underwater is where your CO2 level gets above your oxygen level, and that's where your body's basically like, I need to breathe, I don't feel comfortable, whatever. You have to kind of push past that because you still have oxygen. It's just your CO2's risen enough that your body's like, the reflex is it's time to breathe, but you have enough oxygen to basically not breathe and continue going on longer. But that's something that comes with like practice, resisting the urge to breathe. And also once you first get that urge to breathe and you're deep underwater is when you should start slowly coming up, resist the urge, get to the top, and then you start your recovery breath. See, I managed 1 minute and 4 before I learnt that, so we'll see how well I do. We're just taking like 10-15 minutes to have a break, and then I'm going to try with the technique to hold my breath as long as possible. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, let's start. Get in position, get into the comfort zone, yeah? Environment, and then 2 minutes starts. Now, slow it down, really just let your body release that. There you go. Don't force it out. 2 minutes, whenever you're ready, on your time, take the final. Feel the diaphragm. It's not painful, maybe it's uncomfortable, but let it be. Let's just go back to your back. Full quick deep. Signal.
I'm okay.
Yes, you are. That is super. Hey. How does it feel?
The first one was probably the worst, and then the ones after that was like, now once I got past the first one, it was like, I can do this, it's actually alright. And then I don't know, it got to a point where it started getting like, I'm thinking like, I have to breathe, and that's when I just...
But they're still small. This is an advantage.
When I was doing the hold before the diaphragm started contracting, it was like, and you were like, relax your arms. I was like, oh yeah, I am getting a bit tense, and I relaxed it, and suddenly it was like, boom, so much easier. It was like, I just created new oxygen without breathing, just through being less tense.
And it's really like the smallest, really you have to, and you're even out in the water, it's even easier, because you're weightless. So you're even easier, like it's even easier to find these points of tension. For the first try, like real first try, this was very good, you did 2:05.
Wow, that's crazy. So like an extra minute on the original time.
Almost double, right? We go to the pool and test this in the water.
He's finished his training in the classroom. Now they're in the pool. I've come to join. I'm also going to learn how to save him if he blacks out underwater, basically. Sounds absolutely terrifying. Look how nice this pool is.
So let's say Tilly's the one diving, yeah? She blacks out, so she's gone too deep, too far, too much breath hold. No.
Oh.
This is the floor of the pool, this is the surface. So I'm following like this, right? Bam, 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 she blacks out, I see the bubbles. First thing I do is duck dive. So this, down right away.
This is the top.
Down. Get below. Get on top of her. Oh yeah. You're gonna grab the shoulders, there's two different ways. The first, my way, is like you grab the shoulders and from whichever side, I'm on her right side, I roll her towards me, catching her here, and then pushing her up towards the surface. Okay. Does that make sense? Another way is if it's a deep pool. If it's a deep pool, which this isn't, you're still blacked out.
I'm still in character.
But if it's a deep pool and I go down and I have to bring her up with me, this is where this comes in. You can either go through her arm or just over, but grabbing the mouth, the jaw, making sure she doesn't open her mouth.
We just did like a recovery where I learned to basically keep him up, and Robert did it, and he was like, he's so heavy, bone density, etc, etc.
Scuba weight belt is elasticity. Like when we go scuba diving, they'll give you like these stiff like belts, but in freediving we have these like elastic ones. Okay. I'm gonna put 1 kilo on your back. I think that should be enough.
So weird. Why are you so heavy?
I think it's muscle.
Muscle.
Too much pizza.
Too much pizza.
So, how to set it up, Eddie, is you put it upright, where the buckle is up. Yeah. Take the weight, put it in through one side, through to where you think it should be, and right away lock it in. Okay.
Is it like a technique for moving with the fins under the water? They
walk backwards.
Walk backwards.
Yes.
Oh, you're clever.
Or swim all the time. Use me as a visualization tool to see yourself doing the skill. So it's inhale.
I don't do the relaxation breathing before now.
Oh, you kind of duck down.
That's why they call it the duck dive. I'm gonna try to do the whole
Yellow marker for 30. Yeah?
Okay, whole length of the pool. Well, I'm going for 30 meters, that's level 1, but I'll try to do the whole length in it, which is
50.
50
50
so
meters.
Got lazy and was going like this.
My right is
Too relaxed.
my left.
Yeah.
I guess it's because we're relaxing, so the stronger one just makes
Takes over like naturally.
Now they're just swimming 200 meters to finish the day. Day 1 complete. Race!
Yeah, don't know. I'm not a good swimmer.
I'm joking. He's going to say he's not a good swimmer, and he's going to be such a good swimmer.
Alright, so that's a wrap on day 1, nearly fallen over. We live in a literal forest. Day 1 of the course. And yeah, it went pretty well, I'd say. I was like a little bit apprehensive at first. I don't like school. I don't like sitting in classrooms. I don't know, people telling me what to do, but Robert was such a good teacher, so patient. So obviously I'd never used fins before. I'd never even worn a wetsuit. So that was all really new to me and took me quite a while to get used to. But yeah, to be honest, the easiest part was probably the breath holds, which was what I was most concerned about. Obviously I hit 2 minutes, basically first try after the exercise, and to pass the course, you need 1:30, and the distance underwater, aiming for 30 meters, I hit 40 meters. I definitely could have done longer. I think I just got a bit stuck in my own head wanting to do the whole length of the pool. And when you put the pressure on yourself, it makes you less relaxed, and then you use more oxygen. And yeah, it was still 40 meters is pretty good for the first attempt. We got to go out into the ocean and start diving down now, which the target is 20 meters, which sounds easy when I've just done 40 underwater, but because of the pressure when you go down, you have to equalize and your lungs compress, like what we're learning in the classroom earlier. That's going to be more difficult. But I'll see you then. We'll try to take the GoPro out, film some of that as well, and track my progress. I'll be swimming with the fishes before we know it, but hopefully not in that sense. Hopefully in a nice, friendly, relaxed way, and I won't be dead, because Tilly knows how to rescue me as well, don't you? See you tomorrow for day 2 of the 3-day course. It's day 2 of the freediving course. I'm not exactly sure what today entails, but I think it's morning. I think it's theory in the classroom, and then we're going to the sea after that. And I presume the theory, because we're going into the sea, is how to deal with the pressure of the ocean. So equalizing, speeds coming up and down, entry to the water, dives, that kind of thing. Yeah, should be interesting. I'm excited for it. Let's see what happens.
That's your eardrum. You see it? Super thin layer of skin, and then that's me equalizing it. This is my tongue. In my mind, this is where my tongue is, like up on the roof of my mouth. When I slide it down, I try to go as slow as I can. And it gives you like more awareness of controlling that movement, so that when the pressure increases as you're going down, oh, I need maybe a little bit more air, you just draw it down a little bit more, and then push it up a little bit more. That is it for equalization.
It's hard to hold your breath here and then like relax in your mouth. It's like a complete contrast.
Exactly. Imagine now you're gonna go down and this starts getting compressed. It's gonna draw the air from your mouth down to your throat. It gets even more challenging. They're fighting each other, right? So if you really need to completely relax, you have to relax into it, really. I don't know how else to say that. It has to be relaxed. The moment you tense it up and you try to pressurize with your, it's not gonna work. It has to be. Good. If there are no questions, we will now set up for the dive.
Okay, I didn't film it all because we were in there for like an hour and a half, but it's basically like equalizing but keeping all the air in your head as opposed to letting it go down to your lungs. So there are 5 steps. You gotta close your glottis, which is your throat. You do that automatically through holding your breath, so that's easy. Tongue block is basically having your tongue like behind your front teeth to keep the air only going upwards into here rather than letting it. Because as you get further and further underwater, it's like the pressure makes your lungs try and pull the air down. So it's like a constant battle to keep it here, which is where you need it to equalize and deal with the pressure. So your lungs equalize automatically. And then soft palate, which is this thing. So if you're breathing through your nose, it goes in like that. Through your mouth, goes in like that. But you need to have it relaxed, so you can have both at the same time. That's the hardest thing that I'm finding, but I think it's something you just kind of feel over time. And then to equalize, obviously you pinch your nose. Hello. Pinch your nose, just same way you equalize on a plane. If there's too much pressure, you just pinch your nose, then exhale through your nose. And yeah, that's it basically. Sounds simple, but yeah, it's easier said than done. It takes a lot of practice. We're gonna go out to sea now and see what happens.
Hey, super.
It's day 3, final day of the course. I can't actually remember if I finished talking about the second day. We did like 5 dives, 6 meters, 10 meters, 12 meters with the rope, which was all really easy. I found the pressure and the breath hold simple. But then the last 2 dives were with fins and not the rope, and that's where I really struggle using the fins. But I was out practicing yesterday, so I had a day off, and now it's the final day of the course. We're in rescues today, so I've got to go down and rescue someone who's like simulating a blackout, and also get down to I think 12 meters with just the fins and no rope, which, as you know, I struggle with the fins, but I was practicing yesterday, so hopefully it'll be okay. And yeah, hopefully by the end of today I'll have passed and I'll be a level 1 freediver. Water looks good. Looks calm. Usually in the morning it's raining and windy here, and then it kind of clears up in the late morning, early afternoon. But yeah, it looks a lot calmer than when I was out there practicing yesterday, which is really good. Super easy to relax when the sea's less rough. Let's do this. I'm ready.
The skills that need to be completed today for Eddie specifically needs to do 12 meters constant weight by fins, and you need to perform a rescue between 6 and 10. On the way up, Lisa blacks out. Black out. How would you pick her up with your rugby tackle?
Yeah, get underneath, flip her, push her further down.
Okay, so not gonna work. He said last time, like, tackle, I'm gonna rugby tackle you and just lift you up. No. So
That was my first guess, to be fair.
So right, or whichever hand is closest to the chin, palm goes on the chin, and then the fingers go on the mask so that it stays on. Keep her head steady, just like this. What's wrong with this position, Eddie?
You're gonna kick her?
Yes, I'm gonna kick her in this position. So go sideways so you can have space to kick, or lift her right up above you. Swim, swim, swim all the way up to the surface. Make sure you don't block out also.
Who's coming to save me?
I'll be there watching. No, but you get up to the surface, and then it's the same procedure like in the pool. So you get up to the surface, you're now both positive buoyant, unlike in the pool where you struggled a little bit because we were both sinking the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Here you'll be both positive buoyant, elbow on the spine, so bed, pillow, and I have all her weight, one hand free. The whole time now, Eddie, you're kicking. Kicking, kicking, kicking. Make sure her face doesn't go back in the water. Then what's next?
Take the mask off.
How?
Pinch the nose, then pull backwards. As in up and backwards.
And
yeah,
backwards.
like that.
Lisa, breathe. Lisa, breathe. Lisa, breathe. Still not breathing? What do you do next?
Mouth to mouth.
No.
No?
Open the airway. Pinch the nose closed. Blow into the mouth to open the glottis. It's not like CPR mouth to mouth. It's just to open the glottis. Yeah. No, you will, like, if it's me you're saving, I want a proper kiss.
I bet you do.
Questions?
No, I don't have any, I think.
Go. The whole thing, start to finish, please.
Oh no. The pressure.
Give me the snorkel. Okay.
This area.
We'll walk you through. Everybody can coach you. Sige. Lisa dives down. She's on the way up. You're meeting her. And at say between 6 and 10, she blocks out. Go.
And then like this. Keep it shut and then swim up.
What about the mask?
What about the mask?
Keep it on her. Palm on the
like
kit.
this.
There you go.
And then kick up.
Mm-hmm.
And then to the surface.
All the way up to the surface. Once you're at the
And then it's like
surface,
this.
lie down, Lisa.
Lisa breathe. Lisa breathe. Lisa breathe.
Still not breathing.
And then I.
Uh-huh. Pinch the nose closed.
Oh yeah.
'Cause otherwise it just goes out of
and then-
her nose. There you go.
And then she back down.
Ideally. Let's see.
Alright, let's head out and see if I can do that in practice, which I think is going to be a lot harder, but we'll see. Signal? Okay. Yes, you are. So nice to be able to see fish down there. Alright, that's it done. Course complete. I'm officially a level 1 free diver. And when I passed and I did my rescue, we had like some turtles, did some really cool stuff, and like with this, the whole reason I want to free dive anyway, so I can get closer to animals, stay down there lower, and yeah, just enjoy it. So I'll cue some clips of that now, and then I'll find Robert for a final message. And yeah, it's been a great experience. I'm really glad I did it. do I do on the course, Robert?
So Eddie, like most people, started out with well, I would say like awkward, like, and this is like with everybody. You're not used to having to hold your breath or go down to the depths of the ocean. It's scary. It's daunting, basically.
That's what I was gonna say. I think most people think it's a lot scarier, and like before you've done it or like learn how to do it properly, you think it's like this crazy thing that you can never do. And
Right.
it's like it's fear of the unknown a bit, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly, but in terms of like progression, because you had been doing it previously with maybe we can say like the wrong techniques,
Yeah.
or like
Especially the wrong equalization technique, which is
wrong equalization methods, the different kind of how to make it more appealing or more relaxed, like in the dives. You didn't know any of this stuff, so but because you had already done it wrong, making these minor corrections was actually like a lot easier than like teaching somebody who's starting from complete scratch, to be
Yes.
honest. You did very well in 3 days, like 3 full days basically of training. You've gone from what, 2-3 meters to now like comfortably 15. I would say you're comfortable at 15 meters.
Yeah, I wanted to go for like 20.
We can get you to 20, but in this case, that would just be for the number. And I say this all the time, is freediving is a sport. It's about the depths, it's about the distances, sure, but it's not just about the number. You basically trusted me with your life for the last 3 days.
You haven't seen this, obviously I've been doing like daily updates. What I said for like the very first day, and like I said, you guys have already seen this in the video, that was like, you just made it like so not stressful, especially when like I was messing up with the fins or like the technique. You were like a really good teacher and just made it kind of, yeah, just fun. It's what I used to hate about school. It's like you get it wrong, and it's like, like they give it to you. Even when I was like learning how to drive, and I just make the same mistakes over again, and my driving teacher would be like, Eddie, come on, like we've been through this, but you were just super patient. It just felt like I was being taught by like my friend.
And these are standards. There are standards for us as instructors also to make you feel this, right? But like I said, different agencies will follow the same stuff, but of course, like the instructor personality comes in. So if you find somebody really kind of, hey, I like this guy or I like this girl, and you can feel a connection, it makes it just better. It just makes it easier for you to learn it, because also, as you saw, it's a lot of mind also, more than just you're fit, you're physically fit. Doesn't mean you're gonna perform like the best right away. You have to learn it and train it, but again, a lot of it is mental. And if you have someone you can trust or you can kind of connect with, versus just another instructor who's just like, yeah, go, go, go.
I think as well, like knowing that you're chilled or like patient or like not gonna get angry, like helps you be relaxed and basically just be able to do it better, learn better, because you're not afraid of, I mean, I said that afraid of being told off, obviously it wouldn't be like a telling off. It just makes the whole situation comfortable and relaxing, which is what obviously freediving is all about.
And there's a ton of very good instructors. There's a lot of us now in the Philippines. For example, I think we're up to like 50 instructors now who are Filipino, and then like the international guy, like people from outside the country are coming here also to teach.
I don't think I told you this either. When me and Tilly, so the first day we were in Camiguin, we came here to have breakfast because Tilly wanted to do a yoga class, and she was like telling me to do this. She was like, oh, you should do the freediving course. And I was like, because I hate school, I always hated school. But then as soon as you started talking to me there, when we were sitting there, and were like talking to me about the course. Yeah, I don't know, it just like clicked, and I was like, okay, like this, but I don't know like what I was worried about or like afraid of, and I was like straight away like, I'm definitely gonna do this. It just like felt right. So you're right, like finding someone who you have like a good connection with,
I don't know what else
for lack of a better word,
it's a connection basically.
Is important.
Congratulations on your completion of wave 1 via Molchanov's. Good job, Eddie. Flying colors, except now you need to take the exam.
Oh no,
Put that on there.
Yeah,
Put that on.
I still haven't taken the online exam, which is like a 20-minute multiple choice. I keep forgetting every day, so actually I'm not passed yet. But yeah, anyway, so if you want to do this, Molchanov's is the course I did, and I presume they have a website where you can find...
Molchanovs.com.
Yeah, but like there are a lot of good courses, like you said, Raid, what was the other one you mentioned?
Paddy, Aida has one also, but again, just look up freediving schools, and then or like a freedive instructor in whatever area you're going to, and then like meet the people.
Yeah.
Like talk to somebody, have them explain it to you.
Yeah, just go have a chat, and yeah, if it's the right fit for you, you'll know. And super good, obviously, just for mental strength, physical well-being, and yeah, it's a fast-growing sport. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Something a bit different to what we usually put up. Next week we'll be back to our usual videos. Bye-bye.
More Eddie in bikinis? Is that your usual?
Speedos, yeah, me and Speedos.
Banana hammocks.
What's goodbye in Filipino?
Paalam.
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 There you go.
3, 2, 1, go.
You guys are crazy. Are you chugging?
You do have. That's good.